Hey guys, welcome to Gian and Gian Talk. Today I'll be reviewing the film Chhichhore, directed by Natwash Tiwari, the director of Dangal, the mega smash super hit. So going to the theater, I was sort of mixed. I was like in a mixed bag, and from that first trailer, I kind of wasn't on board with it. I decided to go watch the movie anyway because I really did enjoy Dangal that much. And the movie started off well, because it started off pretty effective, emotionally grounded, and I liked the little kid. I liked the fact that he was taking things so seriously. I liked the idea of this husband-wife dynamic where the husband was more relaxed about the testing and the wife was very strict, and you had this yin-yang approach. And then the film goes to a place that I wasn't really expecting, kind of retouching on a theme that was brought up in Three Idiots, and that was suicide, particularly with children in the school systems, failing grades. And it's not a theme that's exclusive to Three Idiots. It's obviously an actual problem that goes on in India, and it's sad. No matter how you cut it, it's sad. But the way the movie presents it is done in a way where I don't really care. I'm very indifferent. It's not set up very well. And the issue with what I'm talking about with this film isn't the idea of a child being pushed to the point where he or she commits suicide or wants to commit suicide, or as in this film, literally throws themselves off of a roof. It's how the film handles that aspect that I have a problem with, and it actually destroyed the film for me personally. And the kid's in a coma. He jumps off the roof, he falls, breaks his head open, brain hemorrhaging, he has extreme problems going on, and they're life-threatening. He's in critical condition. The problem with the film was how the doctor approached the material. Am I to believe that a doctor who went through school, who's trained, who's certified, is going to tell the parents this medical advice, which makes no sense to me? Your kid is not responding to the treatments, and we don't know why. It just appears like he just doesn't want to get better. That's the medical diagnosis, that he doesn't want to get better. I really don't think it works that way. I don't think your body decides, yeah, I'm good. I don't feel like getting better today because I'm a loser because I failed my test. No, it doesn't work that way. So for me to believe that a doctor would say that to a parent, it just already started off this whole chain of events where I'm like, I don't believe that. And then to top it off, the father feels compelled to tell the son why he's a loser when the son's comatose. I can kind of get why he might do that, because he just wants to express his love and care and admiration for his son, and also explain to him that you may feel like a loser, but you're not, because I'm going to tell you about how when I was actually a loser. Now, my argument would be, I don't know why you waited all this time. I don't know why you wouldn't tell this to your child before that if you thought it was going to be such a big deal. Maybe you should have listened to your wife and took his school a little more serious and been there, as opposed to just going to your meetings all day. That's supposed to be the point of the film. It just doesn't make sense, because the next thing that happens is all of a sudden he wakes up from the story and now he needs to know about sexa, and it just continued to spiral down a story that was just uninteresting. It was just boring. It was just unimaginative. I just personally didn't care about anything about the story. It had this weird student sport competition, but it had no real setup for it. You kind of just accept that this is what they're supposed to do. But there's just so many lame things that go about that. Just the basketball game. I mean, clearly these people never played basketball before. The way they shooting like this, that's not how you shoot basketball. And it's not just the sports, it's just how the movie was all put together. And I really feel like a lot of emphasis on the trailer was put towards the makeup aspect. Look at, this is what they look like then, this is what they look like now. Wow, look at this big whole thing. But at the end of the day, what does it really add up to? I mean, in the present, we're stuck in the hospital, and of course the son gets better by the end of the story. I mean, they even push the dramatic believability to its maximum, because at the very end they're like, the doctor's like, he needs to go into surgery now, it's life-threatening, he has like 15 minutes and we're going in, and the dad's like, can you give me 10 more minutes? I'm like, 10, I'm almost done with my story here. And it's just so selfish. It makes no sense. Why would you as a parent finish your fucking story when the kid's about to potentially die? It makes no sense. This is what this movie does time and time again. It just doesn't make sense. I'm extremely disappointed with the film overall. Put me to sleep numerous times throughout the film, and as I mentioned at the very beginning, there were multiple times when I genuinely wanted to get up and leave. I don't know what else to say about it, to be honest. It was just a big fat disappointment, and I hope his next film is better than this. But I'm very curious to know what you guys thought out there, because a lot of people did tell me to go out and watch this film. It's doing well. Box office wise, it's doing well. Critically, it's doing well. So maybe there's just something I'm missing here. Or maybe I'm just recovering from Saho still. I don't know. But to be honest, this film did not live up to par. Especially when right beforehand, I was watching Masan, which is just a great, fantastic, very slow and meticulous and well thought out, put together film that takes place in an hour and 45 minutes. This film's 2.5 hours, and it just felt like a 4.5 hour movie. If I actually had to give this a rating, I'd give it a 2 out of 10, which is actually lower than Saho. And yes, that means that I had a better time with Saho than I did with this film. That's just the way a cookie crumbles sometimes. But again, let me know in the comments what you guys feel about the film, and we'll see you on the next one.